Red V TV, welcome to 2018. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone. It seems like we haven't been away, doesn't it? A couple of weeks. No, it seems a couple of weeks since the World Cup final, and the season 2 weeks away on Friday. And you have to say, there's probably a lot of Saints fans who are quietly confident, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think with Justin Holbrook's kind of persona, how he's come across in the pre-season, and him having a full pre-season with us, I think things are looking positive at Saints.
I think the confidence probably comes from the way he came in mid-season, when there was quite a lot of fans who thought we were going to miss out on the 8s potentially, and then all of a sudden he's come in and he's turned the club around. You have to say, we got with him probably 20 seconds against Old Trafford.
Yeah.
In a game that I would have quietly confident about facing Leeds, despite Maguire and Burrow and that coming towards the end. I'd have thought we'd have finally got our revenge, but it wasn't meant to be. But with a full pre-season behind him, Ben Barber, let's be honest, he was playing half fit.
Yeah.
So we'll have had a full pre-season. He's my tip for Man of Steel, and then supplemented with probably young James Bentley coming in, Lomax, everybody else being fit from the start of the season. I think this is the first pre-season I can remember where there's no long-term injury worries to worry about, and we're waiting for players to come back.
And to be honest, as you say, we've been quietly confident. You can kind of patch that into some of the World Cup performances. You have a look at Kyler Moore and Louis were looking really good for Ireland. Quite how they qualify for Ireland, I'm not entirely sure. Guinness in the Dublin Ferry. But they went really well for Ireland. And you think if they can take a bit of that confidence, the man management of Justin Holbrook, hopefully the pack can step up and give the back something to play with.
Quite a tough start to the season, opening couple of games. You got Cassia, first game, followed by a trip to Catalans the week after it. I think it's really important that we hit the ground running. It's a little bit of a truncated pre-season, really. We're not playing a lot of games, and I wonder if a little bit of that is coming from on the back of last pre-season, where Matty Smith got injured in that last pre-season game. Do the players need that much? Because pre-season games for me, it's a chance for players to have a bit of a runabout. You don't really learn very much from it, I don't think.
No, I think Holbrook's actually alluded to doing a lot more handling work in the training, and probably that's where he's going to see a lot. Yeah, it's great for fitness, getting the yards in, but playing it. I mean, what have we got pre-season wise? Sheffield and Lee. And I think Lee's the only one that you're going to actually see first team players turning up and playing in.
Well, I think the statement that the club put out yesterday, when obviously they've discussed moving the game to Ruskin Sportsville, I think they basically said it's a reserve team next week, so it's a reserve friendly. So for those of you who are missing out, because there's only 450 tickets, yes, I know everybody was looking forward to coming back here next week and maybe just getting a little bit of a rugby fix, but essentially we're all missing out on a reserve friendly, apart from the 450 of you with the Willy Wonka's golden tickets. But yeah, you're going to see a reserve team there with a sprinkling of maybe fringe first team players. And then the following week, I think even then, I don't think you're going to see the first team playing 80 minutes. I think you'll probably see a split for both halves in that game as well.
Yeah, that's what they tend to do, isn't it? They'll throw out two different teams and let them have a run.
And I think the way it is, I think last pre-season, there's that many roll-on, roll-off subs. The game becomes really disjointed. It's not actually a very good spectacle to watch. So maybe the club have done 1,500 fans a favour by letting them spend the Saturdays shopping in IKEA with the missus next week.
I'm sure they'll be really happy with us downplaying friendlies and not putting money through the tills and that. But yeah, I agree. I've kind of given up with friendlies. But I've given up with friendlies now.
I've given up with friendlies in all sports. If they serve the purpose that they're meant to serve, for those who want to get a rugby fix, they're there for you. But let's be honest, I'm sure some of the players don't want to play in them, never mind the fans watching them.
Well, that's it. There's been quite a bit of whinging on social media about the Sheffield game getting switched, and you can kind of understand that someone to go. I mean, there's got to be a lot of fans who don't bother.
The fume from some of the fans was a bit over the top. Now, it seems like, and we've said it for years, there seems to be a lot of our fans who desperately want to find fault with the club. Now, I think over the winter, the club have done really, really well engaging the fan base again. They've been holding events down at the club for members. Justin Holbrook's been out and about around the town, in the community. They've been into the community clubs.
They've been to schools.
The open training session before Christmas. Now, I don't really know what else the club can do. The fans need to just come down and back us. Because at the end of the day, if you want us to invest in world-class players, what do we go and do? We went and got Ben Barber.
Yeah.
In the confines of the salary cap, we're not far off having the best squad we can possibly have at this moment in time. So this is one of our best chances in years of actually probably winning some silverware. So I think it's important that the fans do come down and get behind the club. Yes, there might be little teething things. Let's be honest, the club wouldn't have sold 450 tickets for the first friendly here and plan on moving it. It's just circumstances beyond the control, really. At the end of the day, they've invested massive money in a brand new pitch. What's the point in wrecking it to let the reserves play on it and then potentially putting the game in doubt against Castleford in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm no expert on a brand new pitch, but yeah, why bother wrecking it? I mean, you can almost see during the Castleford game the pitch will start getting turned up. Same people will go on social media and start whinging and say it's not made any difference.
Especially
but we don't know the difference if we'd played this next week and the week after that it could have made.
Especially, for me, it's been a bad winter, hasn't it? They're probably a couple of weeks behind schedule with the Storm Caroline and all the floods and everything that went on across the country. The weather's not been great. Yes, they probably thought it would be done in time, but do you know what? It happens, doesn't it? And we move on. We're not going to lay a pitch every year. Hopefully the pitch that they've laid will be in good condition and probably last us at least 5 or 6 years before they have to do it again.
Well, they've got to think as well, because it's not just the first team who use this pitch. It's reserves, it's the ladies team who are going to play down here when it's available. So it's one of them that they've got to make sure, they've got to protect the investment, the same as they protect the investment of players, of coaches, anything. They've got to do it, and if it puts a couple of people out, and I can understand if they've got people that they know who are playing and we're just leaving it to buy tickets.
To be honest, I'm genuinely shocked that we'd actually sold 450 tickets in advance. I tell you what, if you've come down here and bought a ticket for the pre-season friendly in advance, fair play to you. You do deserve to be there at Ruskin, because I'd have just paid on the gate if it was coming next week. Should we head down to Ruskin and go and have a look, see what we can see?
Yeah.
Whether we can, I don't know. We will find out. If not, we might see us just stood on the car back. You'll see in a minute. This is where we'll play next Saturday, half-free kick-off. 450 fans around the perimeter cheering the young lads on. And I tell you what, this is the first time I've been down to these Ruskin facilities since they've been done up. And you have to say, the council have done a really good job with them, haven't they?
It's very, very impressive.
I'm very impressed.
Windus could learn a thing or two about this pitch.
Yeah, I was thinking that. And do you know what? That's another reason I don't think we'll risk a lot of first teamers next week, with it being an artificial pitch as well, especially so early in the pre-season. But yeah, it's an impressive facility, and I'm sure those who come down next week will probably enjoy the game. Now, we all know the result doesn't matter next week. It's just a chance to get some of the young lads and maybe a couple of people on the fringe for Justin to have a quick look at. And hopefully one or two might force their way into the plans for the following week's friendly against Leigh.
Yeah, I agree with that. You can see the likes of, say, Matty Costello, Aaron Smith maybe, just having a game. I don't know if they're going to go out on dual reg or on loan to Sheffield. But, I mean, if they start shining in pre-season, you never know what will happen.
Maybe it's an opportunity for Sheffield to have a couple of look at our young lads as well, and maybe look at them and see if they want to use them on dual reg this season. So maybe that's
absolutely
for the benefit of Sheffield also. Squad wise for the year, then where do we stand, do you think? Are we short anywhere?
I think a lot of fans would have liked to have seen some people coming in, but contracts obviously dictate. It's not fantasy rugby. You can't just turn around and say, right, you three are going, we're going to pay you up your contracts, or go and find another club, because clubs might not be after that type of player. I think with Ben Barber having a full pre-season behind him, James Bentley coming in is an interesting one as well. And I think going back to the man management of Justin Holbrook, I think the squad almost, it is what it is, but I think
it is what it is.
He's improved players. You look at Peru wasn't even getting a sniff. And when he came on,
he looked like a different player towards the end of the season, didn't he?
He's still almost like a bit of mirth when he came on. But then all of a sudden you think, well, actually, he's running well, and he's a little bit dynamic. He's never going to be the greatest player to pull on the red V, but hopefully, if you can just get that 10% improvement from the players who need it, all of a sudden the squad doesn't look too bad.
Is it too early to say what the halfback combination is going to be this season? I think he had a look at a number of different combinations towards the end. I think we need to have a settled set of halfbacks.
I agree. I think he'll know now. I do think he'll know. And I think, yeah, he may tinker with them.
From our uneducated, sat on our backsides on the couch or on the terrace, what would you go with?
What I'd go with and what he would go with are probably two different things.
Okay, what would you go with?
Fage and Richardson.
What will he go with?
Lomax and Smith.
I think he will go with Lomax and...
Oh, it's a good one, isn't it? It's a great one.
I think Lomax is going to be the 6th.
Yeah, same.
I'd like to say it's going to be Richardson. I think it'll be Smith. Otherwise, I think if we planned to do otherwise, I think we would have been maybe trying to offload Smith and his wage. So I think Smith remains in the plans.
Yeah, that's it. But I think he's made it quite clear that Lomax.
But Richardson's a good option to have.
I'd like to see Fage on the bench a little bit more.
I think Theo Fage might spell James Roby at 9 a lot more this season.
I think it makes sense him doing, especially you have a look at the earlier rounds when people are getting the fitness. James has been to the World Cup, so he's not had as much of a break probably.
And I think we've talked about, well, I've talked about this over the last couple of years. We need to manage James Roby.
Yes, definitely.
At the end of the day, he's still one of our gems. We can't be flogging him for 80 minutes week in, week out. I'm sure James Roby wants to play 80 minutes week in, week out. But if we want to maximise him and get at least a few more seasons out of him, you need to start having somebody to spell him.
Yeah, definitely.
It probably prolonged Kieran Cunningham's career towards the end.
Yeah,
having James or Mickey Hine before him.
Yeah.
So I think that'll probably be in the club's plans this season also.
I also think that Holbrook did it last year where some games he thought he needed a bigger bench, so he didn't spell James. I just think that's a bit of a risk because Cunningham used to put Morgan Knowles in at 9. Morgan Knowles is never a 9 in a month of Sundays. He's a great second row loose forward. He'll get through a load of work. I'm looking for him to kick on this year and just show us a little bit more.
I'm looking for more from our pack this year.
Yes, definitely.
I felt last season there was too many times where it'd only be one of the pack performing in a game. You need 2 or 3 of them to be on the game every week if you want to be able to compete. I thought Kyle Amor had a disappointing season last season.
Yeah,
as you've alluded to earlier, he had a good World Cup, so hopefully that'll help him kick on.
The confidence there.
Alex Walmsley.
Yeah.
All the talk, rumours are that this may be his last season at the club and he may head down to the NRL for 2019. Can you blame him if he chooses that option?
Absolutely not. I mean, a lot of people would turn around and go, he'd be daft to go. His family will come first.
Yeah,
he'll speak to his other half. He's got a young
family, hasn't he?
Little baby.
They chose to go over to the World Cup, so they'll have scouted around and seen a little bit of what the Australian lifestyle consists of.
Exactly, but there's more to take into consideration whether they say they've got to look at the support network over there. I'm sure whichever club took him on, if he did go, would provide that. But
I think we need to do what
there's a lot to be said for being able to go back your mum's or whatever.
I think for me, you have to keep it on good terms. At the end of the day, any player who wants to go to Australia, you can't knock. At the end of the day, they want to, like it or not, the NRL is a far better proposition than Super League. Yeah. Hopefully, the way the talk is going, we'll look towards changing. And I know a lot of the club chairmen have been meeting up. I know Nigel Wood's gone, and I think a lot of the chief execs. The talk is they're going to take a lot more ownership of the game and try and improve things, and talk of new chief executives. Potentially Robert Elstone from Everton. I was joking, by the way, when I put that on Twitter. It was a joke. I'd like to see Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, to be honest, I think I asked you the question a week or two ago. Would you have him involved? And the answer was a quite emphatic yes. I think there's been a little bit of chat on the forums I've seen about the rugby league needing a rebrand. Now, I don't think you can. Well,
I think somebody wrote on the forums. They were saying they type Super League into Google, and our Super League isn't the first one that comes up.
Yeah.
Do you think that's?
Yeah, the Greek Super League. You've got the Women's Super League.
The Jupiler Super League in Belgium.
Yeah. Well, that's it. But the thing is, you can't just keep changing the product over and over and over again. You can't do it.
I'm not entirely sure I agree with Mr. Pearson from Hull, who's just intent on just flooding the team with North American sides. By the looks of it. I think he's talking about expanding and playing games in Australia. There's the New York teams coming on. I think it needs more than that.
Yeah, listen,
At the end of the day, it's our game.
There's some great ideas, because you have a look at rugby union, and rugby union always seems to have a game at Twickenham, and it's always sold out, and it's just a club game, and it's always sold out. Brilliant. It was live on Channel 5. I think BT Sport had given it to Channel 5 to show, and I watched the game. It was a decent game. It was a game of rugby union. I'm not going to turn around and go through the nuances of whether it was an absolutely outstanding game. Try scored. You could sit and watch it, and it was great to see it on terrestrial TV. And I think
the next time the TV deal comes around, if they can somehow get a game on a Sunday afternoon on terrestrial, that'll probably boost things. But for me, the bread and butter of this league is local rivalries.
Yes.
You need to maximise them first. Start filling the grounds for the local games, the St Helens Warringtons, the St Helens Wigan, Warrington Wigan. Fill the ground for those games. Build on what we've got. Yes, I'm not against Toronto and maybe a New York side. New York side would be great. I'll go to trip with that big. I was reading online the other day, Belgrade are going to bring a team, open to bring a team into the championship, focus on actually locally born players. I think we've got away a little bit from the concept of a European Super League. I know we've got Catalans, but
well, I've not a problem with expansion as long as you also
it's got to work.
You look after the heartlands, and to be honest,
don't just dump teams for the sake of it.
If we're then going to have Toronto, and we're going to have New York, and we're going to have Chicago, or wherever they're going to come from, their aim shouldn't be to be in our league. Their aim should be to set up
an American league. Yeah, expand the game that way.
Because it's almost like there's an argument for could more be done in France to have a proper competitive professional league. So Catalan, would they leave ours, or would it be a case of like Cardiff in football or Swansea in the football?
And I think it's when we say long term, we're talking about the 25 year plan.
Yes,
and
of course you are. You're not talking about 3 years time.
Yeah, and I think the problem is we focus on too much on short term aims. And not trying to think about it logically.
Well, you have a look at how many times we've switched from Super 8s to we've had top 6 playoff, top 5 playoff, top 8, and it's been absolutely ludicrous when you just keep changing things. You need to have an idea, you need to get someone on board who's got a very definite idea of how they're going to take it with a track record, a proven track record doing it, and let them get on with it. The only problem is, are the chairman going to be a little bit power hungry and have to make sure all the money stays in the top flight and isn't put down to the...
And I think that's the thing, you've got to make sure you look after the heartlands and the teams in the divisions below.
Piltrex play here. Without Piltrex, Blackbrook, Eccleston Lions,
all those teams.
Name everyone. Without them, there's not really a St Helens, because you've not got the young players coming through who St Helens can scout and take into an academy.
I think probably to end this video, obviously this is the first. Probably we're going to try and do a weekly show over the course of the season, maybe a half-hour show each week. We're going to try and get out and about on location when we can. Try and go into the community clubs, see how the club Saints are helping those, and seeing how they recruit, and just have a little bit of a chat and to give people an idea how the community works. We're looking for other fans who want to come on.
Yeah, because you don't want to be unlucky enough just to hear our two voices every single week.
We're not going to be stood outside every week though, because it's absolutely Baltic.
It'll get warmer.
Oh yeah,
it's summer rugby. What's your problem?
We'll do it in a back garden at some point.
Warm.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll probably try each week to do a little bit of a look back at the week before, a look at the week to come, and hopefully give you something to watch. I know somebody didn't like our video. No, Ash, at the kit launch.
No, well.
Terrible coverage, they said.
So
at the end of the day, I'm very, very sorry to say, we still haven't stretched past 2 fat lads with a tripod. But yeah, we'll see you. We'll try and do a little bit after the friendly next week, and we'll have a chat of the week about the upcoming league game, and hopefully we'll see a few of you after the league game and see what your hopes are for the season.